Here the problem reads, Owen found this data to use in his report on animals. Use this data to make a bar chart. And here I've got a T-chart that gives me animals' fastest running speeds, and where the two columns are animals, and 4 different animals: antelope, elephant, giraffe, and hyena, and then the speeds, the fastest running speed for each of these 4 animals. So an antelope can travel at 60 miles per hour at its fastest, an elephant at 25 miles per hour at its fastest, a giraffe 32 miles per hour at its fastest, and a hyena can travel at 40 miles per hour at its fastest. And then we read, we're to be sure to include a title that tells who and what the graph is about, a scale that fits the data, a label for the scale, a label for the category axis, a label for each animal, and bars to show the number for each animal. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is to go ahead and put the title for our bar graph here. And in this case, the title is going to be the same as the title of the T-chart, which is Animals' Fastest Running Speeds. So let me go ahead and put that here. Animals' fastest running speeds. And that takes care of this. And then before we do the scale that fits the data, why don't we go ahead and do the label for the scale. That would be here. And a label for the category axis. That's here. And then the label for each animal. That's these 4. So the label for the category axis, that's this, the type of animal here. So that will go at the bottom, the type of animal. And then the 4 animal types will go in each of these spaces. Okay, so that takes care of the labeling of the category axis and for each animal. Now let's do the label for the scale. In this case, it's the speed in miles per hour. So that's going to go right here. Now we've done this, this, and this. So let's come back and do a scale that fits the data. Well, the speeds are going from the lowest is 25 up to 60, but if we start this graph at 0, I think you'll agree that we can't go up by ones because there just isn't enough room to go up to 60 by ones. If we go up by, say, tens, then this would be 10, this would be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, but that wouldn't even use up half of the total height. So what if we were to go up by, say, half of 10, which would be 5s? So if we go up by 5s, then it would be 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and we could even go ahead and put 65 up here at the top. So that takes care of a scale that fits the data. And the only thing that remains now is to put bars to show the number for each animal, or the speed for each animal. So let's do that. So an antelope can go 60 miles per hour. So if I were to make a bar that was, say, this wide for the antelope, then we would need to go up to 60, and that's up to here. And then to make this a little neater, I'm going to go ahead and use some straight lines, and you should do the same thing using a straight edge. And then Go ahead and shade that bar in. Okay, so that's a bar showing the speed of the antelope. We might even write at the top of that, sometimes people do this, 60, because then it's very clear, either from looking to the left, 60, or just looking at the top of it, that its fastest speed is 60 miles per hour. Well, let's go on to the elephant, and let's do the elephant between here and here. And the elephant can go at the most 25, and 25 is here. Or we could count up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. But however you do it, this bar is going to show the speed, the fastest running speed for an elephant. And again, let's go ahead and shade that in. And let's write 25 above that. A giraffe can go, oh, now 32, that's interesting. That's not 32 is not a multiple of 5. So 32 is going to be between 30 and 35. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So it's a little bit less than halfway between 30 and 35. So maybe something about like that. Okay, so here's our bar showing the fastest speed for a giraffe. Color that in. And that was 32. And then finally the hyena. Hyenas can run at 40 miles per hour at their fastest. So 45, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And let's just double check. We go over to the left. Yeah, that's the 40 level. Takes a little while to create these, but the visual representation of a bar chart is far superior in many cases to a table of data like this. And it kind of depends on what you're looking for, what you need. So, and at the top of the hyena again, let's write its maximum speed. Its fastest speed is 40 miles per hour. So, let's just double check. We've got the title that tells who and what the graph is about, animals' fastest running speeds, scale that fits the data. We went up by 5s because that gave us kind of the optimal height to fit the bars in our chart. Label for the scale and a label for the category axis. There's the label for the scale, speed miles per hour. The label for the category axis was type of animal. A label for each animal, yes, and those came directly over from here. And then the 4 bars showing the speeds, or the speed for each animal. And we wrote at the top of each bar, and this is optional, maybe I should make a quick little note, putting these numbers at the tops of each of these. That's purely optional, but you will often see those written at the top of bars. So I thought I would show that here. So that completes this problem.